Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Sweet Fuse at your side. We are along Subaru Shidou's route, and we are in a kind of a Guitar Hero or Band Hero kind of ish game. And apparently we're at the final stage here. First we had to practice, then we had to dress up as animals in big furry suits, and now we have to do instruments again and play an actual gig. So let's see if we can actually conquer this one, or if we're going to have to escape from the blowing up attraction. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Outside the door was a staircase that led up to a circular stage on the roof of the attraction.
On stage at last.
What do you mean at last? You're the one who said you never picked up an instrument in your life and you didn't want to do this. There were a number of instruments set up in front of a giant television screen.
So, we're going to have to play the notes as they come across the screen.
I would imagine so, just as before. Almost as if on cue, the monitor flickered on, displaying a busy city intersection. Why? Are these more hostages? Are they going to get hurt if we make mistakes? Whoa! We were looking down on the crowd, as if we were somewhere high above them. In the top right corner, it said 0 out of 5,000.
Show these chumps just how hard you can rock, but you only got 30 minutes for this set. If you screw it up, it's bomb time!
Okay, so we have to score that much in that amount of time. But what's with the people?
What?
Oh no! As soon as the announcer finished, a clock on the screen began to count down.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Well, they put some instruments up here. Presumably we are intended to play for the entertainment of the people on the far side of that screen. Then, they must be able to see us. We might as well give this a shot. It's not like we have a choice.
Let's go then! We headed over to the instruments and got ready to play.
Alright, it's showtime!
Wait, we don't get to practice? You already had your practice.
I know a couple songs. The rest of you do your best to follow my lead, understood?
Wait, we don't get the notes across the screen like we did the other thing? Right, okay. This is weird. How is this part of any game? He nodded and began to play. The rest of us did our best to keep up. Urabe on the keyboard was the only one who could manage to follow along very well. Oh man, it's gonna be a disaster.
Well, this is bad. I've seen better middle school bands.
After what seemed like forever, the song ended and we looked up at the screen. The counter read 52 out of 5,000. Oh, not good.
That's probably how many people stopped to watch.
Oh. Alright, we're gonna have to embarrass ourselves. We're gonna have to do something crazy, guys.
Whoa,
does that mean we have to get 5,000 people to stop? Well, why don't you guys have Mikasa sing? That should help.
It looks that way, yes.
Our paltry 52 was looking worse by the minute. Even 100 people seemed to be an impossible number. Why isn't there a singer in this band? I could have gotten us twice that number in half the time. I think they figured that out. But why do you think they didn't give us a mic? Okay, that's why.
Damn, if we just had one more person to fill out our roster.
How would that help? One more person? If only Tadashi was feeling better. I don't know why it helps to say that, but that's what it says to do. I wish Tadashi was here.
Huh. I was just thinking the same thing. He would have figured something out by now.
He would? He's not usually much of an idea person. He's just kind of impulsive. On the first day, nobody trusted anyone else, but now... Too bad Tadashi is still sick. And he should be sick for like the rest of this thing if it was real life. That was when I heard it.
This is a pretty sad excuse for a concert.
What? He's here!
Sorry to keep you waiting. Took me a while to get up that stupid stump.
It was Tadashi. And he totally looks like a rock star too, doesn't he?
You climbed all the way up here. Are you insane? You really care if I am? You said you wanted my help, and damn do you need it.
He grinned and snatched up one of the guitars.
Are you okay? Hell yeah! Besides, all that waiting was getting really boring. I ate like 5 steaks at the restaurant, so I'm 100% good to go.
Huh, so he couldn't get back on the ship. Subaru put down his own guitar and picked up a bass.
Alright then, let's do this.
I hope Tadashi rocks. They nodded to one another and started to play. Each one reinforced the performance of the other. They were awesome, and the rest of us struggled to keep up. At the end of the song, the number on the screen had risen to 328. And how long has it been? The 2 stars kept on playing, and after 20 minutes, it was up to 1479.
Damn it, we're not going to make it.
Everybody, take off your clothes! What should we do? I was trying desperately to come up with any idea when a familiar voice echoed over the PA.
Hey there, boys and girls. You rocking out? Well, unfortunately, it looks like you're not rocking quite hard enough. Oink, oink, oink.
Laugh all you want, we're not giving up.
Well, that's real cute, but this whole thing is gonna go kablooey in just a few minutes. No chance for a comeback till after that.
But even as he spoke, the number of spectators suddenly began to increase. Ah, Hogstein, you're helping us get more views, because people probably know a bit about this from the news. What? What's going on? More and more of the people on the street were looking up at us and pointing.
Whoa, look at that.
He started playing with renewed vigor, and with 3 minutes left, our number hit 3,801.
What is this?
It kept climbing faster and faster. 5 seconds before the time limit ran out, it hit 5,000. Oh, that's really calling it close. When time was finally up, we caught the attention of 5,017 spectators.
Outdoor concert completed. Hell yeah! What just happened?
Everybody's watching us. If I looked closely, I could see that a lot of people watching were also carrying smartphones.
Stage 6 has been completed. You have obtained a reward.
With that, the screen flickered off.
What?
For once, Hogstein seemed just as confused as we were. Then, a voice broke the silence.
Oh man.
Mayoshi was looking down at his phone and grinning.
We weren't fighting on our own. There were people on the outside helping us. What?
Instead of responding, he just flipped his phone around to show us what he'd been looking at.
A blog? It's mine. I updated it all the time before I got trapped in here. I go by Aries online. My blog gets a couple thousand hits a day. But since I've been stuck in here, I haven't been able to update it.
What are you getting at?
When you started your game, you called us all up on the stage during the opening ceremony. That was on TV, and even with that exploding Ferris wheel and all that stuff, there were some people who saw us and remembered our faces.
So what?
Well, that meant they knew who we were, sort of, and they know this was a game. So what do you think they did?
Aha! His fellow gamers. He flipped down to the comment section of his blog. There were a lot of comments.
How many comments do you think I have on that last post? When I checked it out just now, there were more than 10,000. 10,000? Damn! Let me see that. Did something happen? You haven't been updating. A friend of mine went to that new theme park and said that Ares is fighting some bad guy there. You can do it. We're spreading the word online. I came from the Ares search thread. Reporting in from the field. I'm ignoring the traffic signals and backing up traffic. Everybody's going to have to stop. Whoa! Of course, and once they noticed us, they stopped to take a look.
So, the people reading Mayoshi's blog hooked up with the people at the theme park. Then, once they put 2 and 2 together, it spreads like wildfire across the forums and blogs. That's the power of the internet for you. Gosh, I never would have guessed.
You get it? It wasn't just us that beat your game. It was all those people on the outside, too.
Without us even having to do anything.
That's cheating! No contact with the outside! You broke the rules!
Nope, we didn't make contact. They were just watching.
I didn't break anything. They did all this on their own. I haven't made contact with anyone.
That's immaterial. You got help from the outside. Unacceptable.
You're the one who chose people that were well known. That's not fair.
Fair schmear. No is no.
What? Oh, time to get mad. There we go, the red. That's ridiculous. We didn't break any rules. We beat that game fair and square, and he's just being a sore loser. Yep, get mad. What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
Rules are rules. We didn't break any rules, and we beat your game, so deal with it.
Oh, forget it. It's not like your tiny brains can figure out what that note means anyway.
He spat out the words and then disappeared. Well, you're not going to hang around to see if we can figure it out?
Hell, I won't lie, my friends. I thought maybe our luck had finally run out this time. You aren't the only one.
We really would have been in trouble if it weren't for all those people out in the city. Not to mention my explosive temper. I felt bad that I couldn't thank them in person. You can afterwards if we all survive this.
Wait, weren't you using a normal phone earlier? Yeah, so?
He grinned.
Tadashi, there's something I need to ask you before I forget.
What is it?
Do you remember a bus accident in Kanedo 12 years ago?
Oh, that? Yeah. My parents died in that crash. Why? What about it?
What?
We quickly explained that, except for me and Mikasa, everyone seemed to be connected to the accident somehow.
Alright, well, say we're all connected to this thing. What does that mean?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Was it like Final Destination? Except there's a person behind it instead of death?
Let's take a look at that new note. Alright.
We opened the treasure chest and found a piece of paper that said M2 on it. Well, we know who M2 is, kinda.
M2. That's the name of the person who tricked Orabe and lured Shirabe here. The same person who's Hogstein. Does this mean that the solution to the puzzle is his true identity? Well, that seems like the only thing that would make any sense. But this isn't going to give us the answers we need.
Yeah, we still don't have enough to figure it out. Do you think we missed something?
We may have. Perhaps the lost note from the third day contained crucial information.
Everyone gasped. If we were missing the final piece of the puzzle, that note had likely been it. Then I remembered what Hogstein had said the morning of the fourth day. After yesterday, I can breathe a little easier, so maybe I'm just feeling magnanimous.
Well, that's right.
Of course.
I'm not quite getting it.
The note we would have gotten in the hospital must have been an important clue, and he was relieved we wouldn't be getting it. Of course he'd be breathing easier. The swine.
Everything was starting to come together.
So, he wouldn't really care if we didn't die on the third day. If he can keep us from getting the key to figuring out who he is, then he's safe. The pig was running two games at the same time, huh? The one where he plays with our lives, and the one where we try to figure out who he is. Sick bastard was probably having the time of his life.
That son of a bitch.
That's horrible. I'm not going to let him get away with this.
Calm down. This doesn't change our priority. We need to figure out who he is. What do you say? Do you know if there might have been any connection between your parents and whoever Hogstein is?
Tadashi frowned thoughtfully and was silent for a moment.
You know, I heard there was actually one person who survived that crash. My mom saved some kid's life.
Is that the answer?
At almost the same time, Hogstein's voice exploded from the speakers.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! No more of this hush-hush cloak and dagger stuff! Get off my stage right now!
What do you mean hush-hush cloak and dagger stuff? We're talking right out in the open here.
Guess our time's up. Then let's get out of here.
A ladder down had appeared when we beat the game, so we headed over toward it. What's wrong, Mikasa? What's wrong?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking.
Is he the kid that was saved? And he doesn't remember it? Because he was traumatized or too young? He shook his head and went to climb down the ladder. I thought he'd be all scared and stuff, but it seems like he's totally fine. Time for the restaurant? The moment we reached the bottom, The pig started talking again. He just can't shut up tonight, can he?
So, have you figured out the answer to my riddle? Because it's answer time now!
That's why he was rushing us out of there. There was an edge of cruel excitement to his voice.
I guess he's not going to give us time to mull it over, huh?
It's okay.
You take this one. Right.
Everyone nodded, everyone except Mikasa, who was deep in thought again.
The answer is your identity.
Oh no!
He was shaking visibly.
You are the child that Ryusei's mother saved after the bus crash. You are the only survivor.
No, I think we got that wrong. I think that was Mikasa.
Aye!
He let out an extremely odd shriek and froze in apparent terror. Is he acting? Was that it? We looked back and forth at one another for a long moment before Mikasa spoke up. I think that was actually me. Oh, Mikasa, you made us waste our guess.
What? Huh?
I was way too young to remember it, but my mom told me about what happened. She said a lady saved me after a crash, then died.
Ah, that was the Kaneda bus crash?
Well, that's the thing. I don't actually know, but then Tadashi said something the other night.
What?
You said nothing like seeing a kid smile.
Oh yeah, guess I did, huh?
I'd heard those words before. I knew them really well, actually. Those were the last words of the woman who saved me.
What?
Aww. When he said it for the first time, I thought maybe it was just a coincidence, but after hearing that his parents were in the crash, I thought maybe...
Then she...
His eyes grew wide as he looked at Mikasa.
It's you.
Mitarashi threw his arms around a surprised Mikasa and hugged him as tight as he could. It's like a long-lost brother.
This sappy malarkey ends now. You have discovered a truly shocking truth, but your answer to my riddle is... wrong! Oink, oink, oink.
What?
You were so close to practically burning up, but you veered off there at the end. Oink, oink, oink. Oh, this is such a pain. You know this was my last chance to do the right thing. Oh well, that's the bone it is then. We ride together, we die together. See you all tomorrow.
Fun guy, him. There was a soft click and he was gone. His last chance to do the right thing, huh? We just stood there, dumbfounded.
Damn it. We had our chance to uncover the truth and we blew it.
It's all your fault, Mikasa! He dropped to his knees and slammed both fists down into the ground. He looked so upset. None of us knew what to say until Subaru moved over to stand in front of him.
Get up. This isn't over yet. We just didn't manage to finish the game today. No, we lost our chance to get the truth, and we lost our chance to make that bastard turn himself into the cops. Tomorrow we'll beat the last game and hunt him down in person. Once we've got him, you'll get the truth you're after.
His voice was calm, but I could hear steel in it.
I guess you got a point there. Blowing my top isn't going to do any good. I've been through worse than this.
I'm sure. He shook his head and then ran his hands quickly through his hair, then stood up and took a deep breath.
Indeed, we will all survive, and we will all complete this game, together. We will leave no one behind.
I don't think I feel satisfied until I sock that damn pig one in his fat stupid face.
This is the last stage. All that's left is for the heroes to defeat the final boss.
I feel kind of bad for screwing it up, but I'm sure that if we all stick together, we'll be fine, right? Of course we will. Together we can do anything. We looked at each other and smiled. 6 days ago, a statement like that would have been hilariously misplaced, but now it felt right. We've gone through a whole lot, but it's made us friends. That final game's gonna be easy with this team. We can do it, no sweat. Oh, don't start counting your chicks before they're hatched. I keep saying it and I keep ignoring it. We headed back to the restaurant to get some takeout for dinner. Once we got our dinner, we sat at the big table until the hotel arrived. Gosh, everybody looks really tired. Tadashi was sprawled across the table, snoring. I glanced over at Subaru. Huh? He must have been looking over too, because our eyes met. Whoa, I didn't expect that. I tried to think why he might be looking at me, but with my eyes locked on his, I found I couldn't think clearly about much other than them. Suddenly I felt a powerful urge to talk to him about anything that had happened at the park, each other, the weather. But what could I say? I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. Besides, everyone else is here right now. Oh, look at him with that little smirk. He knows what's going on in my head. With no other explanation, Subaru stood up and left the restaurant. I think that was a, hey, follow me gesture. I stood up quietly and followed him out. Okay, I got the picture. Perhaps it was because they were all tired, but nobody said anything as I left the restaurant. The night breeze felt cool and relaxing, and I followed Subaru outside. Oh man, I hope he didn't just want to be by himself. He didn't tell me to go back though, so I figured it was okay. We walked in silence for a while, and even though we weren't talking, it felt nice. Maybe I just like hanging out with him.
Tomorrow was the last day.
Oh, right. I jumped a little when he finally spoke.
Today there was a moment where I thought we were completely done for. I was terrified, and I was ready to give up.
Huh?
I'm a police officer. It's not a safe job. This wasn't the first day I thought I might die. But I've never felt as scared as I did today. Do you know why?
Because of me. Because you weren't alone?
Exactly. I was afraid I might lose my friends. I was afraid I might lose you.
Subaru.
I guess that before I realized what was going on, I was thinking about you as more than a friend.
Ah, we're getting a confession now. Oh my gosh, my heart is beating so fast. Why am I so excited? He smiled.
Tomorrow's game is probably going to be the hardest yet, but I promise I'll keep you safe, even if that means my life.
What should I do? I have to say something. Don't say that. We have to survive together. Don't say that.
What?
Don't say even if it means my life. I don't want you to die. For a long moment, we were both silent.
You have a point.
He nodded.
All right then, a promise. I won't die. I'll survive, we both will. No matter what happens, remember that you can trust me, okay?
He looked straight into my eyes. Oh man, I can't look away when he does that.
Saki.
His face was close to mine now. Really close. Is that our first kiss? Yes! Oh, he's so beautiful without his glasses. Huh? His lips pressed softly against mine. I closed my eyes. And he even took his glasses off for it.
It's almost time for the hotel to arrive. Let's go.
Right. With that, we turned around and walked back the way we'd come. Does that mean we're not going to get a nightly visit? When I got back to my room, I yawned and stretched. Tomorrow's the last day. We're almost there. It had been a long, difficult week, but we'd pulled together and done what had to be done. Without Subaru, though, we'd have really been in trouble. I knew I needed to rest, but excitement of knowing that we were almost done kept me wide awake. A walk might help me calm down. Ah, the walk thing again. I wonder if everyone else has gone to bed already. Not Subaru. There was so much bottled up inside me. If I did happen to see someone, a long conversation sounded pretty good.
Oh, you're still awake.
Just the person I wanted to see. Subaru. There he was, relaxing in the lobby. Were you waiting here for me? Are you drinking coffee?
Yeah, the piglet said they had some, so I decided to have a cup. You want a drink?
Sure. He beckoned one of the piglets over and said something to it while I fidgeted and looked around nervously. In a few moments, it was back with a steaming cup. Huh?
Something wrong?
This, isn't coffee.
Yeah, I asked for hot milk.
Are you treating me like a kid? Why did you do that? To help me sleep better?
It's just about time to go to bed. I figure drinking caffeine this late probably isn't a good idea.
He was grinning. But you're drinking coffee. Are you going to be okay?
Of course, I'm used to it.
Then I want to get used to it too. Now's not the time. Well, I mean that if I don't drink it, I'll never get used to it, and I kind of want to drink the same things you do. Oh man, what was that? I just started rambling. Well, they made me milk, so I'll drink milk for now.
Hold on.
Huh? My milk was already halfway to my mouth, but Subaru was quick and nimble enough to pour part of his coffee deftly into my cup.
I take my coffee black. If you, start off that way, it'll taste horrible. So try mixing in some milk. You can adjust the balance as you get used to it, and eventually you'll be able to drink it black.
Not me. I like my coffee with sugar and cream, and I will never ever drink it black, because I have a huge sweet tooth. Oh, okay. Wait, is he saying... I lifted the cup to my lips and drank as quickly as I could, in an attempt to hide the red on my cheeks. Oh gosh, he wasn't kidding. It's kind of bitter. Even though it was still mostly milk, I could taste the strong flavor of the coffee. Subaru had been right. I wouldn't be drinking black coffee for a long time. Then someday, we'll drink the same coffee. You really don't have to, you know. Maybe by then I'd be more... cool? Oh geez, kids. I watched him calmly sipping his half-empty cup and felt a little bit of sadness. Why sad? Still, it was nice to sit there with him, and for a long while I forgot all about the game. We've got to kick butt tomorrow. If we screw up, my uncle could be in real trouble. And not just him, everybody. I sent off a quick text message to Uncle Keiji about how we were almost there. I'll save you, Uncle. I promise. With that, I laid down and closed my eyes. And on to our final day. Daddy. Ow. Daddy? Mommy? Wake up! Wake up! Just a dream. But now it's time for the final act. Just watch. I know that's Hogstein, but I really don't know what kind of voice to give the person. So I just use a regular voice. This is the last time I'll see this room. It made me a little sad. I'd only been there a week, and it had been a stressful week, but I'd gotten kind of attached. Thanks for everything. Yeah, I know that feeling. I was on a cruise, and it was so nice. I didn't want to leave. I was like, I want to live here. Oh, jeez. Haven't seen one of you guys in a while, but that is so not an appropriate gesture for you. It's really not cute. After a moment of surprise, the piglet responded with a series of gestures that seemed to mean, oh no, don't worry about it. I've gotten pretty good at understanding them, huh? Well, maybe. Really, I was just guessing at what they were probably saying, based on whatever I'd said. My phone dinged, and I looked down to see I'd gotten a text from my uncle.
Trust your friends and good luck. You're almost there.
He's always so positive. I smiled and with renewed determination sent off a quick reply. I'm going to end this whole thing today. Subaru was talking with the piglets in the lobby. Well, more like talking to, since they don't talk back.
Yeah, you're right. Thanks again.
You got it, apparently he's saying. The piglets said something and moved out of the room. Morning. So, what was that about? Is everything all right?
Well, this is our last day here. I asked them what they were doing next. I guess after we leave, they're going to clean up and leave too. They did an excellent job, but it turns out they don't have any experience as hotel staff. Have to admit I was a little surprised.
Aren't they basically criminals, though, because they're working for Hogstein? They're collaborators. Alright, well anyway, I'm going to end this video here, because we might as well get a fresh start on the next attraction in the next video. We got our first kiss with Shidou. Man, they barely showed that picture at all, though. I mean, it's only for a couple seconds. But that's fine. I'm sure we'll get another kiss out of him. So, hope to see you in the next video or some of my other ones. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.